Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to Let's Get Stringing. What I have with me today is a head flex point liquid metal racket in the 102 square inch head size. Recommended tension range is 57 pounds plus minus 5 pounds. So what I'm doing today for him and his girlfriend, doing Hybrid G17 in the mains, and then OGSM Synthetic Gut 16 in the crosses. So I've decided to put mid tension, which is 57 pounds for the Syngut crosses, and then for the mains I'm gonna lower it by 3 pounds. So we'll do 54 pounds instead of 57. So let me set my tension to 54 pounds. No pre-stretch, nothing. I already strung a few with my Turner clamp upgrade already. As you can see, I cut it and I grinded it, sanded it smooth, and it's been working great. I don't always have to have the gravity release function working. A lot of times I simply would just flick open the clamp like this. It's up here, I will flick it open like this, and I'll actually push it down, and that's just as easy. I'll do that in one motion. Takes no time at all. Let me cut these strings right now. I've never used a full bed of poly before, even though you saw the kind of polys that I carry. He's really interested in trying a shaped poly. So I recommended that because he had a hybrid setup on here. He had a black mains polys and in the mains, and Syngut in the crosses. So I recommended for him to keep the similar hybrid setup as he already had, and then if he wants to try a full bed of poly, next time, we can do that next time. And he's just a beginner player, so protecting players' arms is one of my higher priorities. I'd rather have them keep playing than to string them with the most durable poly in the full bed and then have them hurt their arm, and then guess what? I'll never see them again. Or they're gonna hate it. They're gonna hate playing tennis or hate spending money restringing. So this racket has 4 grommet heads in the throat. I'm gonna stick it through from the head. This liquid metal has its built-in dampener here in the throat area. It's kind of cool. I've strung another type of liquid metal, oversized liquid metal before, but I don't think I ever did the flex point. So I figure I'd get it on video because it's easy to run out of ideas for my content. I like the shape of these clamps. You see how it's a 90-degree angle over here versus my original ones? It's just kind of irregular shape, so when it goes up against this 12 o'clock barrier post, it doesn't stay in place. So when I use my original clamp, I always have to double it up with a starting clamp behind it in case it wobbles and the string can slip out of it. So since this is a new clamp, keeps everything in place pretty good. The dials are very easy to adjust up and down, 1 or 2 clicks. I don't even have to read what the actual number is. I just go by feel, like how I use my old clamps. Nothing wrong with that. Another update on my stringer is on this puller. I've since fixed my puller automatic activation function. I guess I'll have to do a separate video about that. What I mean is that with this grabber over here, there's 3 different ways to have a pull and release. Either by pushing this button, okay, or by pressing this button, or by pushing the actual grabber in. Okay, it'll pull, but it will not release. See, if you push it again, it won't automatically release until you press the button. So that's how it normally works. However, lately I've been having problems where by pushing this grabber, it never pulls tension. It just does nothing. It sits there and do nothing. And I will blow air in it, compress air, trying to clean the dust off. I've taken it apart, and I messed around with this magnet sensor under here, and I found out how to fix it. So look out for that video coming out if you're interested, because I recently come across a posting on Badminton forum of somebody else having the same exact problem. So when I get time, I'll go on there and I can tell that guy how I fixed it, because apparently he not only disassembled this gripper unit with, you know, it has its like circuit board inside it, right under here. He took apart the whole tensioner to look at the motherboard and whatnot. I don't know how good his troubleshooting skill is, but my fix doesn't require doing any of that. Basically, only require taking apart this unit, the grabber unit. That's it. Carlos Alcaraz just lost to Sinner this afternoon in 4 sets. We had our WhatsApp forum, and somebody did a poll asking everyone if Sinner was going to win in 3, 4, or 5 sets, or you could pick if Alcaraz is going to win in 3, 4, or 5 sets. And being the fact, I don't like the fact that Sinner, you know, was caught with the drug abuse in his system. Well, I shouldn't say drug abuse. Some substance in the system, 1 part per billion or whatever. I didn't like that part. Therefore, I rooted for Alcaraz to winning 3. And boy, did I get I shot myself in the foot. Luckily, I didn't gamble any money on it, put any money on it or anything, so no big deal. And Alcaraz has already won Wimbledon twice already. Today, it just seems like Sinner was able to overpower him. He made Alcaraz basically look like Alcaraz has run out of gas. But he didn't look as bad as the women's finals were, and Nova couldn't even get a game off of Swiatek. And Swiatek is another one that with substances picked up in her system. And it's just so ironic if you compare these cases with what happened to Halep. Maybe I'm not educated, I'm not informed enough following the events in the tennis world. But I do remember that when what happened to Halep set her back like at least 3 years, didn't it? Not only was she fined, she was like banned from playing for a number of years, and she kept trying to appeal. And then years later, when she finally came back, she tried competing for like 1 season. I don't think it was like more than a year. And basically, her body condition was no longer at the top like where she was a few years ago. So basically, that forced her into retirement. So I'm thinking, what a shame, you know. Why didn't they apply the same regulations or enforcement like they did to Halep on Swiatek and Sinner? You know, what's at stake? What changed? maybe you can educate me. Maybe I'm missing something. Don't the same rules apply to every player, every pro player on tour? I'm not sure how strong this frame is still, because when I'm pulling 54 pounds of tension, I could hear a little bit of crackling here in the throat area. I'm pulling at 1 speed. I think that's the slowest speed possible already, I think. This racket has grommet skips at the 8th grommet, both at the bottom as well as the top. And today I won. Yesterday, I should start with yesterday. Yesterday I lost a singles match on my 18 plus 3.5 USTA team. And this morning I made a redemption by winning my S1 singles match on a 40 plus 3.5 team. The guy ended up retiring after losing the first set 6-4, and then second set he retired at 2-2 due to a wrist injury. So I put him out of retirement. I was pretty happy about that. That might be a mean thing to say, but the guy cheated me so many times on line calls. When I lobbed him over his head and it landed near the baseline, it clearly looked in from my end. He had to call them out. And I didn't complain because I respect the fact that it's his call. However, it ticked me off when I made an ace. I made a first serve, which happened to be ace down the center line. The ball had a slice on it, so it drifted leftwards, and it landed on the left side of the center line, and he called it out. I'm like, it wasn't even on the line; it was inside the line. And he was like, it's definitely out. I'm like, fine, you want to play like that? And then he tried to act nice. He's like, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You know, you redo the first serve. Come on, he didn't even give me the point. He wanted me to like redo the first serve. Then the same thing. I think in the second set he hit a cross court shot. He tried to hit a cross court winner on me, and the ball went out of the ad sideline by like an inch or two. I'm like almost 80% confident that was what happened. I called it out, and he protested right away. He was like, "Oh, it's definitely in from here. It looked in." And then he said again to like replay the point. These Indians like to replay points. Like, what kind of rule is that? Actually, it's not fair for me to say that they all like to replay points. He is the first guy ever that I encountered in USTA that want to redo points. Come on, either you make a good call or a bad call, you stick with it. You don't replay points. It's a bad habit. I think I did that right. So I'm done with the polys, and I'm going to then do the Singat at 57 pounds. So yeah, I hate cheaters. Luckily, I ended up on the winning side of things instead of having it affect my play and then end up losing. It's happened to me a few times before to cheating players like that. I let them affect the way I play. That's that's their entire purpose, is to get into your head, see if you'll stand your ground or argue with them, then maybe they'll step back and then stop doing it. But yeah, there's just a certain percentage of players, I'm not gonna say where they come from, but they have a tendency to do that. And when you lose to somebody like that, it doesn't feel good at all. Especially coming from a losing streak. I was yesterday, after I lost, I was seriously thinking about taking a break from playing USTA next year. Especially, I would only be interested in playing singles. I don't want to fall back to play doubles. So if I can't play singles, if I can't keep a winning record and enjoy playing singles, then I might as well just quit next year. Luckily, I play some other like South Orange Meadowlands recreational league. You know, they got a few hundred people over there playing. So if I want to find matches, I could always find matches at a local park, in my own WhatsApp group, neighbors, USTA or UCR. I could always find tournaments and whatnot. So I don't really need to be on the USTA team. It's good to be on it, but I don't really have to be on it. So let me know what you think of cheating players like that. How do you deal with them? Oh, and I found out that my captain and his partner actually played doubles today, and they decided to lose on purpose because they had planned to lower their dynamic rating so they won't get bumped up to 4-0 in December. That's how guys manipulate or cheat the USTA algorithm. I mean, I don't know if you could call it cheating, but they're taking control of their own USTA dynamic rating. Can you imagine the opponents won and they're so happy, or they think they're so good they're able to defeat these two guys who's manipulating, who's losing on purpose. And the captain happened to ask me a while ago that if I'm going to play our last match again next Sunday. Being the fact that we only have one single spot, I asked him. I said that I thought I heard that you're gonna play singles and lose on purpose. And then he said, "Yep, because my dynamic rating is too high. I don't want to get bumped up, so I plan to play that match and lose 6-0, 6-0." So I'm thinking, I mean, what can I say? I give him a thumbs up. It's his team. He does what he wants. He's the one that recruited me and allowed me to be on the team. I mean, he could find plenty of other players. He doesn't need me more than he needs a lot of other players on the team. I'm not the only singles player you can rely on. He's got like 2 or 3 other ones. Although the guy I beat today has beaten all of our other singles players this season. So the fact that I was able to beat this guy was actually pretty surprising to a lot of people on the team. Hey, I'll take it. So let me think, why do you think they want to lose on purpose, just so they don't get bumped up? I told the story to my other friend. My friend was asking like why. So I replied to him. I said, well, maybe they don't enjoy playing in a 4-0 league. It's too tough or too difficult to win, and they rather enjoy toying with 3-5 players. I mean, the USTA is different rating systems, it's not always accurate. I've known people who self-rated themselves like 3.5 and only been playing like 1 or 2 seasons, and it's almost like beginner's luck. As soon as they start playing 3.5, and then all it takes is winning a bunch of matches. It doesn't even have to be singles, it could just be like doubles. And depending on the matchup, if your opponent happen to have a higher dynamic rating than you, then by beating them, it brings up your dynamic rating so fast that it gets above 3.5. Next thing you know, December comes around, you're bumped up to 4.0. And in my case, I've just never encountered that kind of matchup. I happen to lose to players with higher dynamic ratings than me too often. I happen to beat people at my similar level or below me. That's why I'm still stuck in 3.5. So how do you think I can break through this 3.5 barrier? I can tell you, I'm not like a young guy, so my physical abilities are kind of limited in terms of my stamina and whatnot. I go to the gym during my off time when I'm not playing, so I don't end up losing too much muscle strength. Try to keep my legs muscle strength by doing leg presses a lot, thigh or hamstring presses. So when I hit the tennis ball on the court, I can generate more power off the ground through my legs better. But another issue I had is with my lower back. Either through serving or through too many rallies or playing too much, I have back pain in my left side of my lower back. I just started using like some kind of pain cream or some kind of medicated gel sticky pad. That seemed to help. But I'm noticing that my recovery time has been, lengthened. I used to be able to play 2 or 3 sets every day, and then it became like I can't do it every day anymore. I need at least 1 day in between of rest. Now this weekend is tough. I was like, before I played this morning's match, I was seriously thinking about telling the captain that I still have back pain, so you can go ahead and let somebody else play. And why play in pain when you could just have somebody else healthier playing the match and with healthier condition who can possibly win. But I ended up winning, so I'll take it. I guess I got lucky in that regard. My back held up, and it turned out that the other guy injured his wrist. And he asked me how old I was, and he also told me how old he was, and he happened to be like 4 or 5 years younger than me. But yeah, I could go on and on about what happened during the game, but I don't think folks can take it when I just talk it out like this. They probably would rather watch a match on video that I actually record, and then perhaps I could talk over it to explain what happened here and there. But it's just like filling in empty silent spaces, I guess. This girl also brought me a racket that's so old. I guess it's made out of aluminum or some kind of metal. Which I'll also get that one on video when I actually strung. She had they took out so many rackets out of their car and ended up stringing 3 of them. And I actually told her that this metal racket doesn't play as comfortable as the later technology like these graphite rackets. Graphite rackets are definitely better, so it's probably not worth keep using that metal racket. Yeah, I just show you. This is the one. Print something. I don't know. It's definitely like a few decades old. Comes with a leather grip. I don't know if that's factory or somebody put it on later on. But yeah, would you still play with this aluminum racket? Yeah, I told her it's probably not worth using it when you can use better rackets. She's like, I want to get it strong anyways, because we just like to have it around as backup. Can't say no to that. Hey, I'll string it up, but the racket's probably, I didn't tell her that, but the fact is the racket's probably worth less than the price of the string job. Unless it's some kind of collectible, like wooden racket or something. I don't know. Let me know if you recognize that racket and how much you think it's worth. Is it something worth keeping? And would you play with it? Not long enough, is it? gonna put a black head stencil ink on it. I think it'll look nice for them. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and should catch you in the next video.